Hi, it's Reva with Quality Sewing and Vacuum, and I have something really fun that you are going to love having for your ScanNCut. It's the new embossing set. This will let you emboss on paper, vellum, and even metal. So I want to show you that today. So in your kit, you're going to get a embossing sheet. You're also going to get template material so you can make templates. And you're going to get some metal sheets. You're going to get both copper and silver, and those are really cool. Then, in addition to that, you're going to get your embossing tool. So this is the embossing tool holder, and you get two different embossing tools. One has a narrower tip than the other, and this one's a broad tip. And I'm going to be showing you those as well. Now, another very important thing for you to look for in your kit, in addition to the instructions, those are always good, is this little card right here. And this has your registration number. And you're going to link this to your free online Canvas account. And that's going to open up lots of features for you with the embossing designs and all sorts of things. You also are going to want to make sure that your ScanNCut is up to date with the latest version. In the instructions with your embossing kit, it does go over that, but you're going to find the update for your ScanNCut at the Brother website under ScanNCut and support, and then you can get your update there. So I have on a brand new mat, and this is a standard mat. You can tell because it's purple and it actually says standard. This is a brand new mat, and I applied the embossing mat to it. And the embossing mat is kind of foamy and soft and squishy, and that lets the embossing tool go down inside, well, not inside, but give some place for the pressure of the embossing tool to go. There's a green side and there's a white side, and you're going to put the green side down to the mat, and you want to make sure that you're not having any air bubbles underneath the mat. If you have an air bubble in your embossing mat, your paper could rip because there's too much of a pillow there. So just follow the instructions on there. And then I've added on a metal embossing sheet onto my mat. And oh, and by the way, your embossing mat here, you're not going to get it back up off your standard mat. So get a brand new mat and dedicate this one just for your embossing. So I've applied the foil just like the instructions say. There's a coating of clear plastic on both sides of your metal. Do not take that off before you do your embossing. If you do, your metal may curl, it may come up and damage your tool. Worse yet, it may scratch the glass that is that works with the camera, and you don't want to do that. So keep the protective layer on there. Now your tool holder is different than any other one that we've had. The little top comes off, and you're going to take your embossing tool and simply drop it in, and you want to be able to see the label with the size matched up with the front where it says Brother. You don't want to put it in backwards. In fact, it won't even go. So if you're having a difficulty with that, you're probably trying to get it to do something it doesn't want to do. Then this little cap goes back on, and it actually is going to hold that embossing tool right in place, so it has a nice pressure, and it doesn't have any room to play in there. One other thing to know is that you only use your embossing tool in this holder. So you simply pop that in, put it down, lock it in place, and I have my embossing turned on the screen, so I have my design set there. I'm going to choose the part I want, say OK, and then when I say set, I want to move it in my screen right where I want it to go, and you'll notice there's a new button. This is the emboss button, and I want to line emboss, and I simply touch emboss, and now it's ready to go. So what fun is having this machine do your embossing for you. You can add these to greeting cards. You can do all sorts of fun crafts with them, and just really makes your ScanNCut even more versatile. So I'm going to say finish and unload this and take a look. Can you see how beautiful that is? I couldn't draw a heart like this. So why not let your ScanNCut do more than just one task for you? Let it do all sorts of things. Go ahead and pick up the embossing kit and you're going to have a blast.